One of the great blessings that came out of Fojem of the foundation was the fact I met a friend I met a lady in DC, and then we became good friends. And she's very attached to Georgetown University, and to that CAS program of USAID. She was able to offer a good opportunity to some young men and women from the foundation to participate in a competition that is organized by USAID to the CAS program. Once they are selected, they usually send them to the US to learn a profession and come back to Haiti. And besides only one man that later on went back to the States and never came back, but we got many other young men and women who went to the States, learn a profession. Most of them were kids who came from a family of 7, of 6, and they are the oldest of the family. And because of that, so they were struggling. Sometimes the parents could not even send them to school, or after high school, they remain in Jarabel doing nothing. They would be fortunate to find a job as a teacher. And we were able to enroll some young men and women from the foundation to go to the States. And many of them have accomplished great things. Not only they learn a profession, now we help them to secure jobs. Some of them are working in good jobs. They are able to raise their own families, to build houses for their parents. And now they are working, they are helping the brothers and sisters. Because the whole objective of the foundation, like I said at the beginning, is to provide a way out to families, not a handout. Once you can empower young men, when you can train one young person to learn a trade, to get a job, to raise his own or her own families, to begin a journey for himself or herself, he or she can impact also other brothers and sisters. So you begin to make a whole transformation, not just in one life, but in the life of a family and eventually in society. For example, we got one young man who's even planning now to run for office, for office as deputy, as a state rep for the country, to represent Jarabel. Just to show you how this formation is transforming lives. For example, we got some nurses. There was a young lady now working in the hospital of Jarabel who was trained by the foundation, and she got a job at the hospital of Jarabel, and she's serving her own country in the laboratory, the lab section. We got also other nurses who are working in Port-au-Paix. We got not only just Catholic, despite the fact that I'm a Catholic priest. I remember there was a beautiful experience that I had of a young lady who used to live with a Baptist minister, and she never went to school. They never sent her to school. And apparently one day, timidly she came to me and said, I'm not a Catholic, but I really would like to enroll into the program. Is there room for me? I said, of course. There is always room for a child of God. Because we are not preaching religion, we are promoting the value of human life, the value of human beings. Because what matters in life is not religion first. What matters first is the human person, If we fail to welcome somebody because of his or her faith background, we miss our human vocation. Because God created us, first of all, to value one another, to sustain one another, to promote one another, to help one another. And once we can do that in the spirit of love, that's the great testimony of faith and love that we can give to the world and to one another. And I welcome that young lady. It was amazing. Within 6 months in the program, as jardinière, as a daycare trained person, she ended up working in the same school where she was being trained. And later on, she got married. She's raising her own family now. It's amazing to see the level of gratitude that she will manifest to the program and to the people who help her. And that established a good bridge between her as Catholic, as Protestant, and the other Catholic participant in the Fojem program. And this is what I think is very important in life. We got also young men and women outside of Jarabel, because my vision was never to only help young men and women in Jarabel, because we live in a society where everybody will concentrate in his or her own town. That sectarian mentality really damage Haiti. We got to envision the country. We got to have a more decentralized perspective in the sense when we are helping people, when we are trying to do something for Haiti. Don't just think about my hometown, though the inclination will come from there because that's where you come from. But you got to see a greater picture. You got to understand that there is a greater need, not just here where I go up, not just here where I come from, but also in the whole country. And that's how we extend the vision of Fojem. We extend our support to young men and women in Cap-Haïtien, in Port-de-Paix, in Leka, in Jacmel, in Gonaïve. And we plan later on to expand it to a greater level, to a national level, so that we include more young men and women into the program. And today, I can tell you, we are training a lot of young men and women. We got about 25 now in different trade school, technical schools that are learning many professions. We got also young men and women in the universities, in colleges. We got one also in the state now being trained. So far we have trained over 67 young men and women nationally, where about 27 of them are working. This is a great accomplishment with God's help, with God's providence, and that's what I plan to expand. And I hope any one of you who's now following this documentary will have the incentive, will feel compelled, and to join me in making a difference. Because in life, what matters, in the final analysis, it will not be the car that I drive, the house in which I live, the people I know. What will matter is the fact that I have made a difference in somebody's life. And therefore, whatever difference you can help me to make in the lives of these young men and women, in the lives of those families, in the life of the elderly, I welcome that. I welcome that. And today I would like to finish on that note of gratitude to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing what you have. Thank you for sharing who you are to the Fojem, to the foundation. I guarantee you, your reward will be great in heaven, and whatever you give will make a difference in somebody's lives. Be not afraid, be not skeptical, go into the deep with me. Let's make a difference in people's lives, and one day the glory of God can shine upon us. And looking at each and every one of us, we can truly say it is not us who live, but Christ is truly present in our lives. God bless you. Merci. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you.